What you're about to hear is shocking. It sounds incredible, but it's the truth. If it wasn't, then Westpac CEO Anthony Miller and Westpac board members could sue us for defamation. Serious questions have been raised about the ethics of recently appointed Westpac CEO Anthony Miller after his response to complaints by Hendra Ibrahim, a vulnerable 79-year-old pensioner, and former home and away star Brian Wiseman. Keep watching, because at the end of this video you can hear Hendra, who likes to be called Peter, talk about how he was held prisoner by a Westpac staff member. I know that sounds too incredible to be true, but I was there and it happened. In November 2021, me and another friend went to the Westpac branch at Edgecliff in Sydney with Peter to close a bank account because his pension was being stolen from it. We'd met Peter a few months earlier after he fell over on the street because his shopping was too heavy. We helped him home and found that he was living in abject poverty, and we've been supporting him since. The reason he was living in poverty was because his pension was being stolen from his bank account. Peter had been to the Westpac bank about a year earlier to close the account and stop his pension being stolen, but he was on his own, so the staff just dismissed him and wouldn't help, which is mind-boggling, right? So on this occasion, we went with him to make sure the account was closed. But unfortunately, the Westpac employee named Conchi was rude and aggressive. She could see the bank had messed up big time by not cancelling Peter's account when he came in previously, and it looked like she was trying to cover it up. It was obvious that Conchi wasn't going to help, so we decided to leave. But as we got up, Conchi came from behind her desk, blocked Peter, and told him he couldn't leave. I was furious, but there was nothing I could do. If I manhandled Conchi, the police would charge me. So we called the police, which is all we could do, which took around 5 to 10 minutes, and a short while after the call, Conchi let Peter go. I think because she knew she wouldn't be able to explain to the police why Peter was being detained in her office. Now, when we reported this to Westpac's management, they gave Peter back the money that was stolen from his account, as they should have, because they should have closed the account when he went in a year earlier. But they ignored the false imprisonment. We recently wrote to the new CEO, Anthony Miller, and a subordinate, James Somerset, responded on Miller's behalf. Somerset claimed the matter had been settled because they'd given Peter back the stolen pension money, and he referred to a settlement document that Peter had signed. But that was bullshit, because that settlement was for the stolen pension money only. Nowhere does it mention anything about the false imprisonment. I wrote back to Somerset telling him that in my opinion, it's grubs like him that give banks such a bad name. Now, we've also sent copies of emails to Miller and Westpac board members which proves the settlement was for the stolen money only, not the false imprisonment, but they haven't responded. Now, since Somerset was responding on behalf of the CEO, then Anthony Miller is responsible. And it isn't just this matter that Miller's responsible for. Former home and away star Brian Wiseman is a close friend of Justice Matters. Brian told us that he's lost millions of dollars because Westpac accepted forged mortgage documents in his name. Brian was excited when Miller was recently appointed CEO, thinking that he'd want to start out on the right foot, but that wasn't the case. Brian told us he wrote to Anthony Miller, but a subordinate responded on his behalf with false and misleading information. There's an unethical pattern here, right? Watch the video where Peter talks about being held prisoner. Then ask yourself, what kind of person would ignore this? And then ask yourself whether Anthony Miller is fit to be the CEO of Westpac, or is he too unethical?
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Now, do you remember going to the Westpac Bank in Edgecliff with me and John when we first met?
Yes, I want to close my bank account.
Ah, and what happened when you went there?
They don't let me out.
Who didn't let you out?
No. They keep me in the office.
Right. And who kept you there?
The staff. The lady,
Right. And how long did she keep you there?
yes, around 10-15 minutes.
Right. And did you want to leave?
Of course, I would like to leave.
And do you know why she kept you there?
Have no clue.
Okay. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Peter's false imprisonment occurred over 3 years ago, and Westpac have done nothing to resolve it. In fact, they've told falsehoods in writing to try and cover it up. And that is going to be a very big problem for Anthony Miller and the Westpac board.